channel. Welcome back. If you're new, thanks for clicking on my channel. My name is Jacqueline and I have an Etsy shop called Precut Fabric Shop. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I make a cannon jar using the Quilt die system. This is the Quilt die that I'm going to use to cut out this cannon jar block. So let's get started. I've already picked out my fabrics. We're going to use this as the background. This is going to be the lid, and then this is going to be our jar, which is watermelon seeds. And this is what it's going to look like. Okay? All right. Bring you down. Okay, you guys, I have an Quilt cutting system. This is the Quilt Go cutting system. Let's turn it around. This is the Precut Go, and this is the hand turn, and I'm going to show you how I cut out this here block. This is a purchase die from Quilt. So, let's open this up. This is a brand new die that I have not used. So, this is the packaging, and I'm going to keep this. See right there. This is what the die looks like. It has all the shapes on here to make a cannon jar block. And you can stack 6 layers of fabric. So I can cut out 6 cannon jar blocks with one pass through here. This is going to be the jar. This is the lid. This is the side borders. This is the corners. And then this is in between the lid and the jar. Okay? This is what the die looks like. And this is a purchase die from Quilt that I purchased. So, bring it down so you can see. So, now I've already cut out my fabric. It's not accurate cut, I just rough cut. And we're gonna put the savage towards me. So let's see. Right. So that's a savage. So this is folded. This is gonna give us 4 jars, 2 pieces. Okay. So we're gonna put these together. And it doesn't matter if the wrong side up or pretty side up, because you're going to get the same shape. So this is folded in half. This is 2 layers. So this is going to give me 4 jars. And I'm going to put this right here. And I made this a little big, so there's going to be a little waste. You can cut it out smaller. And let's see, but I want to make sure I had enough. So I just made it a little bigger. I don't mind a little fabric waste. Okay. Now the black one fabric, that's going to go, it's going to go up here. And I think we can fold this in half and get 4. So I'm going to put this, and I'm going to cut this a little bit. This is a little too big. So I'm going to cut some of this off. Let's see. I'm ready. Make it cut a little smaller. Okay. Then this is going to be the background. And I'm going to, let's see, cut this down smaller, because we don't need it to be this big. We need about 2 inches. I'm just going to do a rough cut. It's just a rough cut piece. And then I'm going to cut this in half. And this is going to give us 2. I'm going to make this smaller. Let's see, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to put that over there. Let's use this one. I'm just going to make this a little smaller with scissors. Okay, and this is going to give us a little bit more. Alright, so that's going to cover that. And then we need a piece. Let's see, is this big enough? No, it's just too small. So we're going to take, we're going to fold this in half. And we're going to just rough cut this down so that it just covers the one shape. Alright. Alright, so that's going to cover that. And then we need to cover the corners. Let's see. And we are going to try this. Alright, so we have all the shapes covered. This is going to be our jar. This is going to be our lid, part of the lid. And then this is going to be the corners, the side, and then this is the other side. And then we have to use a mat. This is a cutting mat. It goes on top of your die, like that. This is what it looks like. And we're just going to slide it through here, and you can go this way or you can go this way. It doesn't matter. We'll start on the right side, and then we're just trying to hand crank. This is a hand crank die system, and it's a little stiff because this is a brand new die. All right. Get rid of the static, and I like to slide it off so my pieces don't come off. I want my pieces to stay on so it looks pretty. Alright. This is what it looks like. Take this piece off. This is trash. And yep, this is trash. And this is trash. I'm going to take off the extra. And we're going to take off extra. Alright. So I just cut out two jars. This is what it looks like. Okay. Now I'm going to cut out another one here that's white because our jar is 2 colors. So I'm going to take these off and put these on our design board. We'll put this here, put it right here, and then this will go on the side. And this will go over here. And this is going on the side here, over here. And then, actually I'm just going to make the lid. Well, no, we'll make the lid the same as the photo. Top there. And then I'm going to cut out a white one in that side. Oh. And then our corners. We got 4 corners. They are stuck together. Put one there. Oh, we're going to go one there. Put there. And there. We will not be using a rotary cutter. We can do all of this using our die system. Now I'm going to cut out one more piece because our jar top is 2 colors. So I'm just going to put another piece over here. trim it down. Let's see. That is, trim this down a little. Our lid is 2 colors. So we're going to put that, just cover that one piece. And we're going to put this back over. And then go this way. Alright. Take this off, put that there. And then we'll take that off. This is the scraps. And here's our other color. So, and we got 2. Because our lid is 2 colors. There we go. Right. So we got our jar. We got our corners. And then we got our lid. Lid is 2 colors. And then we got our sides. And that's it. With the gold die here, I can cut 6 at a time. Right now, I'm just going to do 1. But you can layer 6 fabrics on top of here and cut out 6 blocks of the cannon jar at one time. Okay, that was pretty simple. All right, let's go over to the sewing machine and we're going to sew this cannon jar. See you over there. Okay, let's sew our cannon jar block. Okay, this is the block that we just cut out. And now we're going to sew this block together. And we're going to start with the, we're only going to sew 1 block for now. Okay, so this is what our block looks like. Oops. Alright, so we're going to start with our corners. And these little corners. Okay, so I'm going to start with the corners. We're going to sew the corner on first. And because these are cut to exact size, we have no corners or dog ears or points to trim off. With the die system, everything is trimmed for us. So we just want to line this up as perfect as we can. And then I'm sew it. All right. Now I don't always sew perfect, so if it's off a little, it's not the cutting. It's my, it's not the cutting, but it's my sewing. I don't always sew perfect. I've been quilting for many years, but I am not a professional. So we got that first one on, and look at that. That is perfect. Look at that. No white showing on the other side. Okay, and then we're just gonna push it off like that. Okay. Now I press at the end once the block is all sewn together. So let's sew these other 3 corners. You want to line them up corner to corner. And you want to sew all the way to the corner. And I do back stitch a little bit. And now while we're doing that, I am going to go ahead and sew some other pieces together. This is called, I'm not sure what this will be called. This is accurate. This is called, I don't know, fast sewing, I guess. I'm going to line these up because these 2 pieces are going to get sewn together. This is the lid. The lid on this jar is 2 colors. And just gonna line it up. And I am sewing on a Juki sewing machine. This is a commercial sewing machine. It's a straight stitch machine only. Okay, we're going to put our next corner on. You can make this block, well, you can make a bunch of blocks in a day. This, once your cutting is done, you can go really fast with this. You can make this quilt in a day. Now you see right here, my sewing is not straight. See up here? Kind of goes narrow, then it gets wider. That's just my sewing. Let me try to sew it again over that stitch. I try to go slow, but I don't know. I just not have perfected that 1/4 inch seam very well. See, I still sewed over the exact seam. I don't know if my tape is not accurate. And see here, I did get off a little bit. You can see a little red. So, it's not perfect. It's cut perfect, but my sewing is not perfect. Let me try this one. See if we can get this one better. I mean, it looks perfect from here, but then when I go to sew, it's not. Alright. Let's see. Yep. See, it's still a little crooked. Have not figured out how to get perfect seams. So I just finger press this open. This is the top of the jar, the lid. And just finger press that open. We got our 4 corners sewn on. I just finger press them open. Again, my sewing is not the best. And so my blocks, my corners, they don't always line up like they should. Now see, this one is really off. This one is really off. So I'll probably take this one out and re-sew this one. Yep, this one is off, and I don't know why I can't sew straight. And you don't want to stretch the corner piece because it is on the bias. So you don't want to stretch it. Alright. Alright, let's re-sew that. That was really big. So let's see. I'll go up here. Alright, see, I got it exactly lined up. So use my stiletto. Okay. And let's try this again. Alright, so that's a lot better. Yep, that's way better. So I just finger press my corners. But you do want to try and sew a perfect 1/4 inch seam so that your blocks do line up. So now we're going to take the lid of the jar and the side, and we're going to sew the sides together. We're gonna sew this together. All right, and see how those line up. See if I can sew a perfect seam. Let's just see. It's way better, way better. Okay. And just open that up. And we sew the other side onto this side. You want to line up those corners. And we have not used a rotary cutter because you do not need a rotary cutter. When you cut your fabric with the, when you use the die system, you don't need a rotary cutter. I have no corners to trim. There's no corners or points to trim off. Now that I sew really well, really well. Okay, and you're gonna open that up, and that's what that looks like. And this is gonna be the top of the jar. Okay. Now we're gonna take our jar, and we're gonna sew the sides onto our jar. And line those up perfectly. And if you don't sew straight, try to line up your next piece with the fabric edge, because you can fix that. If you don't sew perfect, you can fix it by adding the next piece. Depends on how much you're off. Okay, so. And I don't use pins anymore. I've gotten pretty good. I don't need to use pins, but maybe I should use pins so my 1/4" seam lines up better. Okay. All right. And I hold my finger on here to try to get them to line up, to get that 1/4" seam. Now this lines up evenly. Alright, turn that off. Okay. Alright, and we're gonna, now see again, my sewing is not the best. Look at that. Look at that. But we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it for now. But the more you sew, the better you'll get. And I've been sewing for years and I ain't got no better, so I just keep going. I'm gonna have to redo my line. Maybe it's the line on my sewing machine that I have that's off. And so by using this green tape as a 1/4" seam, it's not working. So maybe it's my, I need to remeasure my 1/4" seam. All right, so one more piece. All right. Yep, this is what it's looking like. We got our sides and we got our corners. And then we're going to put this on. This is going to give us our jar. See, it's starting to look like a jar already. Even though my seams are not sewn perfect, I'm still able to piece this block together. And you will be able to. Oh, sewing machine came unthreaded. Hold on. Rethread this. All right, my sewing machine came unthreaded. All right, let's see. So we're going to line our top of our jar, with the top of our lid. All right, let's try to sew this very, very perfect. Okay, it looks perfect here. And I press these down, my lid, press it down. There you go. All done. Flatten it out. Then I take this to the iron. And there we go. I'll finish. This is the Canon jar cut using the Quilt die system. Here is a quilt I made earlier. Earlier meaning years ago. Now this is also, this is like a table runner. And there's 4 jars on here. There's 4 jars on here. This was not cut with the Quilt die system. This I did the old-fashioned way. This I cut with a rotary cutter. Now this jar is a little smaller than my Quilt jar because I cut this with a rotary cutter and I just made up a measurement on how tall I want my jar to be. And my jar just has one lid. It has the jar here. It's full of jelly beans or gumballs. Well, I think they're gumballs. Let's fold it in half, like gumballs. Yeah, let's do it this way. So fold it in half. Okay, so this is I think these are gumballs, and then this has one lid, and then it has the sides. The sides are a lot smaller, and then it has the corners are green. And this is a table runner, so I put a border on it. But this is the exact same steps, but this was cut using the rotary cutter. So this jar is a little smaller than this jar here. This I just cut with the Quilt, and this is I believe this is 6-inch finish. Not sure what this one is, but you can make your jars tall, short, medium, it doesn't matter. But if you're using the Quilt system, it's going to come out to be this size because everything is pre-cut with the die system. This I cut with a rotary cutter. You can make it as big as you want to make it. But when you use a die system, this is the size you're going to get. You're going to get this here size. And I use the die system because it's faster and quicker. And I can die cut 6 of these with one pass versus a rotary cutter. You know, you have to focus on cutting straight. But anyhow, that is it for this video. I'm going to have this in my Etsy shop probably tomorrow, Sunday, October 19th, 18th. I'm going to have this in my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is precutfabricshop.com, Etsy. And I think I'm going to have 12 jars per kit. And it'll all be pre-cut. And this is what it's going to look like. Now, the fabrics are not going to be the same fabrics that you see in this video because I don't have a lot of this fabric left. So when you purchase your kit is going to have different prints and different colors of fabric. I do purchase fabric from manufacturers, but I only purchase 1 yard. No, I purchase 1 bolt per print or color just because of the cost. And so I purchase like 10 bolts, but they'll be all different. They'll be I purchased 10 bolts, but the both will be out. They'll all be different colors, different prints. And so when that one bolt is gone, then I will use a different bolt of fabric. So the fabrics you see in this video won't match the fabrics in the kits on my in my Etsy shop. So I think that's it for this video. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I think that's what you're supposed to say. Also, my next video is going to be a really, really exciting video. And it's going to be a long video because I'm going to be making a quilt block. I think it's 20 by 18. And it has a lot of pieces in that block. Like 35 pieces in that block. So that block is going to take some time to sew. And so that's going to be my next video. It's going to be a very interesting block. And I ordered a custom made die for that block. And so, yeah. All right. See you next video. Bye, y'all.